Hey there, English expanders. Welcome to Expand Your English, episode number 8. I'm laughing because I've just made a terrible mistake. I didn't go live from my English Expander Facebook page, but I went live from my own profile and from my private profile, and all my friends were watching me speaking English and talking to them. Am I going to talk to you? Things happen like this. I made a mistake. I'm sorry about that. This is why we were a little late. Hi there, Yoji. Welcome to the show. Hi, Ildi. It's good to have you here. And please tell me. I don't know anything really about you. Sylvie is here also. Welcome to the show. Please tell me, where are you from? Okay? Until I calm down because of my terrible mistake that I went live from my own profile, not from the English Expander Facebook page. Please tell me, where are you from? I know you're all over Hungary. I'm from Budapest. I live in the 12th district in Budapest. And yeah, and with my husband and my little son, but they are not here at the moment. Every Saturday, I'm free until the afternoon, so I can do some Facebook Live shows for you. Today's topic is why you're not getting the results you want. Why you're not speaking English fluently, right? And I know a lot of you suffer from this. They have fears in themselves, great obstacles, and this is the biggest, this is the biggest problem when you want to speak English, your fears. And I will help you solve your problems. I will give you tips today on how to beat your fears while speaking English. Okay, now let's look at the live video show and the comments. I always have some problems with that. Okay, you can see that I have a new scene right now. This is my living room. One of my gears or gadgets went wrong, and this is why I needed to change the setting. Right, now Heini is here. Hi Heini, as usual. I'm so happy to have you here, right? Edith is here. Good morning, everyone. And I hope you're interested how you can become more fluent in speaking, and this is what I want to talk about today. But before anything else, please send me the comments, in the comments, where are you watching me, right, from? Where are you watching me from? If you're on holiday, on a wellness weekend, tell me. If you're at home, in your room, tell me, tell us. And of course, in English, because in the comments we only speak English here. Right. Let's look at. Oops. Yes. Of course, I always make the same mistake. I can hear myself all the time. I'm not a pro with gadgets, but this is what you can always see. Right. Heini is from Sopron. Welcome, Heini. And Edith is from Sopron too. Do you know each other, Edith and Heini? Josef is watching us from Serbia, another country. Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce your city. I'm so embarrassed about this. But welcome, Josef. Okay, Esther is also here, and Ildi is here. Everyone is here who I was waiting for. And so let's get started with the question of the day. Today's question is, and please be really honest, is what are your biggest fears when you think about speaking English in front of other people, or with friends, or with people from foreign countries? Although they can be either English or American or non-native English speakers. So what are your biggest fears when you think about speaking English? 20 years ago, my biggest fear was that my classmates will laugh at me. I told you this story before, but I was a beginner learner. I started English only when I was 14. So I started English really late. And of course, in secondary school, all my classmates, or half of my classmates, spoke much better English than me. I only knew words like hamburger and Guns N' Roses then. But gradually I became better and better. But there was this huge fear that I don't want to talk about in front of my more advanced classmates. So yeah, it took me about 3 years to realize, 3 years to realize that without speaking in front of them, I wouldn't get the results I wanted. I started with really short sentences like, I like reading books. And that was it. No because, and no that's why, no so, no linking words. And then gradually I became better and better because I could listen to my own sound. So please, in the comments, write me or tell us, what are your biggest fears when you're thinking of speaking English? And Kata, you are here. Welcome. I'm so happy that my friends joined me, like Kata and Ildi. Hi there. Okay, I will tell you what are the biggest fears when thinking about speaking English fluently. And a lot of people are afraid that they are going to be in an embarrassing situation when they feel a lot of shame in front of other people, right? They will laugh at them, and because they say a terrible mistake, like they will use the past simple instead of the present perfect. Oh my God. No, that's not a big mistake, believe me. Native English speakers also make this mistake. Joseph says that his biggest fear is freezing up in front of the examiners at the level C1. Don't worry about that, Joseph. You have the knowledge and you prepared so much. I know, because I was following your lifeline, so to say, in the Don't Panic English group. Don't worry about that too much, because when you feel that you will freeze or that blackout is coming, you should always ask something from the examiners. You should ask them to repeat the sentence or to rephrase the sentence. And then with this, that you start talking to them, with this, you will feel, your brain will, get into the habit of speaking again. So if you feel that the blackout is coming, ask something, ask for help, or ask for repetition. Could you please repeat that? Or could you rephrase it with other words, please? Or you just need to ask them to speak slowlier, and then you gain some time, right? And then you will feel that you're coming back to life. This is what I can suggest you right now. Edith says, I guess we all have the same problem at the beginning, but with the time I forced myself to enjoy that toddler period in my English studies. Oh my God, Edith, is that you? That you wrote this comment? Edith, I can see incredible results in your writing, and I hope in your speaking too. Yes, enjoy the learning level, the levels of learning. That's a wonderful tip for everyone. Josef says, it happened a few times actually, but thank you for your advice. And what did you do then? You were just sitting there saying nothing? Maybe if you write down the whole situation, I can help you with more details. Right, now a lot of you don't don't believe that you are responsible for your own fluency. You are the one who can learn to speak English fluently, and it's not because of the circumstances that you can't speak English fluently. A lot of people say it's because the television is dubbed, the films in Hungary are in Hungarian. A lot of people think that primary school education is not good enough, secondary school education is not good enough, private teachers are not good enough, language schools are not good enough. But and they also say that, okay, I would speak English more fluently if I had the money to practice and pay for the perfect teachers, for the perfect language schools, for traveling abroad to live there. No. Believe me, I've been an English teacher for 15 years now, and I've had hundreds of students so far, maybe thousands, I haven't counted. And I realized that some of the biggest obstacles or fears, that if you could beat them, then you would be able to speak English fluently, even at the language exams. You know, I was one of you, and now I'm not saying that my English is perfect, because it will never be. I know my pronunciation needs a lot of practice. My fluency even needs practice. My vocabulary, oh my God, it's so poor. But I can speak English fluently, and I'm satisfied. Oh, okay. I'm not saying I'm satisfied, because I never will be, but I'm satisfied the way where I am now. Okay, let's look at the tips for today. And you know what? The biggest problem with not getting the results you want is that you don't want to speak English fluently. You don't really want it, I mean. The majority of students are just interested in the language. They would like to learn it, but then they would like to study the language, study English, but then they stop. They don't really want to study it. They don't really want to study it. They just keep studying it for some minutes, and then some other hours for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they stop. You know, first, in the beginning, when you start learning the language, the development is huge. It's incredible how you see the results in just a few weeks or months in the beginning. But then you realize that, oh my God, this I have to deal with English this much every day for 30 minutes or 1 hour. Oh, that's tiring. Okay, I had a hard day at work. Now, today, I'm not going to deal with it. Okay, tomorrow we are going to a restaurant in the evening, so I will be full after the dinner, so I won't have the power and the energy to deal with it. But then you stop gradually, like this. You know, in January, the gyms are full, but in February, they are empty again. Right? If you really want to learn the language, you need to deal with it at least for 3 or 4 hours a week. But you know, that's the minimum. The maximum is 168 hours a week, actually. If you think that 3 or 4 hours will not fit into your weekly schedule, I'm sorry to tell you that you will never be a fluent speaker of English. All right? So please tell us. How many hours a week do you deal with English? I know I've asked this question some time ago, but there are more people around here. So let's see, how many hours do you deal with English a week? And while the comments are coming in, let's look at the others. Hi, Christy. Pani Christy, it's good to have you here. Okay, something is happening here, right? And Fanny is here too. Hi, Fanny, you too. Hajnalka says, I'm afraid of freezing up too, and I fear of difficult questions because I sometimes don't have enough knowledge in that topic, or I don't have any opinion. You will have Hoinaka. I told you last week in the last show, episode 7, how to talk about nothing in longer, right? I told you the tip that you should talk to the examiner or the people in front of you as if he or she was a 4-year-old child. And I know, Hoinaka, that if you don't understand the question, then you can ask the examiner or the person sitting in front of you to repeat it or to rephrase it. That's easy, isn't it? Angie is here too. Lots of my friends joined me. I hope you will comment too. Right, it's so strange because so far I've only been talking to my students, but now you see, I'm getting a bit embarrassed, but that's not a big problem. Right, my second tip my second guess why you're not seeing results and why you're not getting the results you want with English is that learning English is not your habit. If you want to be really good in something, everybody knows that you need to do it regularly, right? You know that because, you know, if you like cooking and if you say, I'm good at cooking, then you know, then please think about it. How much time have you dealt with cooking, practicing? Years, right? You don't become a better cook in just 1 month or in just 1 day. So, and this is also the same with running. So when you have never run before and you think to yourself, I will run the marathon or half marathon, then you're not going to be able to do it in just 1 week, right? Now, here's a tip for you. If you want to be really good in speaking English fluently, you need to practice it for 40 days in a row. If you deal with English for 40 days in a row, speaking, writing, doing tasks, I don't know, reading it, whatever, you should deal with it for at least 40 days, but not like in 80 days, 40 days, every second day, but day after day. And you need to write a schedule or a timetable for yourself, or you can memorize what you want to do, or just read from your mind. That's up to you. But the main thing is that you should stick to it in the next 40 days. And with this, it will get into your everyday routine. And I know lots of you, József, Hoinaka, Edith, you know this trick. You do this. You've been doing this for a longer time. And this is why you can see this is why I can see such great improvement in your English, right? Because you deal with it every day. I don't think you need to deal with that for more than an hour. 20 minutes is enough. 30 minutes is enough. But deal with it every single day. After work, before work, during work. That would be the biggest. What could you do? First, the easiest one is find a good website for you, because you like clicking, you like doing exercise on the internet. And one of my biggest secrets is Ego for You. It's like EGO 4, like the number you.com, egoforyou.com. It has got vocabulary tasks, grammar tests, even writing exercises, speaking exercises. It's a really good website. You can click on it and spend tons of minutes there, tons of time. Or you just choose one book. One of my favorites is English Collocations in Use. It's from the English Grammar in Use series, but it deals with English phrases, how English really works in speaking and in writing. English collocations in use, the intermediate level. And you need to decide that in the next 40 days, you will deal with this for 20 minutes. And then, for example, every day you do a unit, or every day you click on one grammar point in Ego for You, or you just listen to one podcast a day, and then you will see incredible improvement. And after 40 days, it will not be difficult for you to do this anymore. This is what I did with walking. And this is what I'm trying to do with German, to deal with it 20 minutes a day, right? And I promise to tell you my results in 40 days, how I'm getting on with German. You know, I teach you something about English and I'm not doing it with German. That's not good. This is why I also try an experiment to deal with German 40 times, no, for 40 days in a row, and I will tell you about my results. Okay, now, what are your biggest fears? That was the question of the day when speaking in English. Two of you have said so far, József and Hajnalka, that their biggest fear is freezing in front of the examiners. And I know lots of you are preparing for their exams, B2, C1, also A2 maybe. Now let's see what others say. Thank you, Eddie, that you're interested in my results in German. And you know, you gave me very good pieces of advice, right, like half a year ago, which web pages or Facebook pages to follow. Esther wants to have a question, and before answering it, I will say a big hello to Sylvie, who has just joined me, and Agota, welcome. Lots of my friends here. Okay, now József says that in Serbia he can spend less time with English because he needs to speak Serbian here there. 8 or 9 hours per week you deal with English that much? Oh my God, József, that's incredible. You don't have to fear that you will freeze in front of the examiners, believe me. Okay, you said this happened to you once or twice. I'm really excited about your story. Esther asked me, how can I develop my business vocabulary? This is my fear. I'm not an expert in teaching business English, but there are really good books on that topic and really good podcasts. You should open Google, Business English Podcasts. You will find some. I know there are. And first you need to listen to them again and again. And with time, you're going to be more and more self-conscious about it. Now, if you have more questions, please write them in the comments. I'm here for you to answer them. Okay, now, if you're interested in more of my tips, you should join my website. No, my 3-part video series, which you can find at EnglishExpander.net. And I also have a blog in Hungarian. Most of you know about this, blog.englishexpander.net. And I also have a service, which is an English training plan. Some of you have taken part in that. It's a 60-minute long so-called private lesson in which we spend 60 minutes together. I ask you questions and we talk about your English and your English development. And then after our session, I will prepare you my English speaking, your English training plan. You will get a training plan how to improve your English until you can get to your language exam. All right, I'm not seeing the comments right now, so I'm not seeing more comments coming in, but yeah. Okay, so Business English was the last comment. So join my website, blog.englishexpander.net, englishexpander.net, and also my there you can find my English training plan program, in which I helped with a lot of students to gain the confidence and the motivation they needed right before the speaking test. Now, Joseph said that he left the classroom finishing his speaking exam, and he could recall nothing. He couldn't remember anything. After a few days, my memories returned partly, and it was awkward that examiners tried to help me, and I didn't get it. Oh my God, you are really terrible in taking exams. Did this happen to you before your speaking test in different exams, for example, in secondary school or at university? Because then you need to find some relaxation techniques, and maybe Emesha can help you with some meditation techniques which help you get out of this terrible fear that you have. Not really, only in English happened this to you. Oh, let me think about this and I will comment. I will give my tips in the comments in a few minutes or hours, because I need to think about it. Only at language exams you get these fears. That's incredible. I've never heard of this, but we will find out why you have these fears. Until next week, please study English, right? And find an English website that you're interested in. Please try Ego4U. I will write this in the comments below so that you can click on this. And find a book for yourself, a practice book. I know you have lots of them at home, because I also have, and lots of my students say they do, right? And until next week, please write in the comments what you want to hear some tips on, and I will join you live again, and I would be really happy to read all your comments. And thank you very much for being here, and see you next week. Have a nice weekend, everyone, and surround yourself with English. Goodbye, everyone.